So, the vagina is amazing. All right? So, like I told you, we're going to be inviting our guest, Kim Goodall, Dr. Kim Goodall. She's a medical doctor. She's actually she's in the gynecology program, and she's an OBGYN, and she's actually my little cousin. I'm quite proud of her. She's awesome. And it is so interesting how little, I should say, we know about the vagina, how little we understand about the body. And this is why we want to take this opportunity to just get into it and to talk about the different things. Now we're going to bust some myths, like I said before, and I'm going to go over just some information and some facts about the vagina that I want y'all to know. And we're going to talk a little bit about some of the things that we can do to get the best out of our vagina. We're going to talk about how we take care of our vagina. And we're going to talk about how we monitor things. Because the vagina is a very independent organ, She takes care of herself. She does what she needs to do. But a lot of us go in there, go fast with it. And because of that, we end up with a lot of different challenges. So we don't want to put ourselves in that position anymore. So we want to ensure that we know exactly how we take care of our vajayjay. Oh, there goes Kim. Kim sent the request, and we are going to get into it. Now, myth number 1. Look here, ladies. Before Kim come on, I have to address it because it's scratching my skin. There are some things in our culture that we do when we talk about the vagina, and the first thing that we names, we call it fishy. Look here, if your vagina fishy, something wrong. That first thing. Good morning, Miss Kim.
Good morning. How are you?
Morning. I am so good.
That's good.
I love the hair.
Thank you, thank you.
All right, so I was talking about this fishy smell that people always love to talk about. Matter of fact, they just go straight out and call it fishy. I would just like us to just throw that out the door immediately, because this fishy business, look here, if your vagina is fishy, that is fishy.
Precisely. It's not supposed to have a fishy smell to it. That's all. And it's really the ammonia smell that people are referring to that smells a bit like fish. But if your vagina smells fishy, then there's some investigation is needed. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Another thing that I want to talk about before we get into the meat of the matter, we're talking about the cultural influences and how the culture talks about fish. And I was playing the Punani rhythm earlier when I just started. And in the song, it talk about the ranking. You see that little piece of ranking me? Look here, sir.
It's not.
If you buck up on somebody with a ranking vagina, she has an incontinence problem.
Oh God. Oh, it's true though. Like it's not supposed to be that way. So if that is a thing that's happening, further investigation is definitely needed. That's not the norm. That's a big myth. And we're going to debunk that for sure today. Mm-hmm.
Good. All right. So since we're here, people, if you're just joining us, this is Dr. Kim Goodall, and we're talking all about the vagina this morning. I started earlier by going through the anatomy. Let me just show it again because I like my diagrams.
Okay,
right?
Great.
Show it again because we have to ensure that we recognize that all of this is not a vagina.
Yes.
This is the only part that's a vagina. The vagina is one of the holes.
Yes.
Okay? Good. So we just want to be clear about that. So
let's
jump right into the odor question. What does a healthy...
Before we even dive in.
Yes.
This part right here is the vagina. This
Awesome.
Part, that's the cervix. That's the vagina. And this is the hole that you just saw. This is the vagina. Just this part alone. Mm-hmm.
Love. So let's start with odor. What does a healthy vagina smell like?
Well, first things first, every vagina has its specific scent. Shouldn't say smell, I say scent. So what does it smell like? It depends on the woman, right? It's never supposed to be a foul smelling odor. Naturally, the vagina doesn't have a foul smell. It has a scent in keeping with what your body smells like. You know, everybody's body have a smell, right? So
Right.
it's really just a strengthened smell of your body. What it's not supposed to smell like is something that is unpleasant, right? And I really wants to touch on, I guess we just dive into it in terms of what is in the vagina and what can affect the smell of the vagina. So inside the
Right.
vagina, you normally have yeast cells, right? Which is a type of
Mm-hmm.
fungus normally. And you have that type of cell on your skin, on your mouth, and not just women, men as well, on their skin, in your mouth. It's something that is normally found in the body, right? Now, in addition to that yeast, you also have bacteria. But people think bacteria is this awful thing. Bacteria was created. The purpose of bacteria is not only to infect things, which is a side effect, but there's a lot of good bacteria, especially the one
Mm-hmm.
inside the mouth, in the gut, and notably in the vagina. Right? And that bacteria is the one that actually keeps the smell right. So people say,
Mm-hmm.
my vagina don't have no bacteria. Well, if your vagina don't have any bacteria at all, then something is very much so wrong, and you likely will have
All
some
people
type
think
of
wrong in
smell.
that case.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Every vagina has bacteria in there, and the bacteria
Right.
that I'm talking about is called lactobacillus bacteria. Now, this girl, she come in like a big, big savior. Like she's a girl. I don't care what anybody says. She's a girl, and she's very powerful, and she keeps the vagina in check. Like anything go
Yes.
wrong, she's just like, okay, let me fix it. Now, when that good bacteria levels fall down, other
Mm-hmm.
things that are in the vagina or even get exposed to the vagina from other things that we do, which we'll talk about later, then bacteria that is not good overgrows, and then you
Mm-hmm.
get a smell. If that's why, if you have a smell, it's usually because of a bacteria or some type of organism that is affecting the inside and a normal part of the vagina.
Something that's not supposed to be there.
Something that's not supposed to be there. And there's a lot of
Yes.
things that are not supposed to be in there. A lot of things.
Speaking of which, let us
Mm-hmm.
talk about, since we're on order, there's a
Mm-hmm.
whole industry designed to make products to keep the vagina clean. There's a whole, if you're going to a lot of major pharmacies, you can find an entire aisle
The
of
roses and the
products
peaches.
that are
Yes.
available, yes, to make your
Mm-hmm.
vagina smell like flowers and
Mm-hmm.
candy and fruit, and make you
Mm-hmm.
smell fresh, and just get the urge to run through fields of flowers for some reason. I don't know what those commercials are about, but
I don't get it
um,
either.
but there's
I'm
a whole
confused.
industry around vaginal care and vaginal cleanliness. Let's talk about some of those products and how they can actually do more harm than good. Because, like the way I look at vaginal hygiene, I remember talking about actually the vagina itself. I
Yes,
think
yes.
that a healthy vagina should be left alone. I don't
Mm-hmm.
think you need to squirt anything, rub anything, sprinkle anything. You don't need any sparkles.
Is it, yes, it's not
It,
a
it's
cake.
it, it, it's awesome. She takes care of business. So
Independent woman.
good.
Yes.
So that is my general attitude when it comes to the vagina. But there are a whole heap of products available on the market that telling you that you need to use this to smell fresh, and need to use this to reduce the bacteria, and you need to use this to do a whole heap of things. So
To balance the
what are your thoughts
pH.
on those products?
Well, truthfully, I feel like I completely agree with you. The vagina is a very independent woman. The good bacteria inside the vagina sorts out everything. A lot of the time, what you really need is water because the vagina is dehydrated. Just like how when your mouth get dehydrated and your mouth not smells so fresh because you need some water or some food, that also
Yes.
happens to the vagina. So a lot of the times, the vagina is letting you know something is off. I need you to change your diet. I need you to intake water or whatever it may be. In terms
Right.
of the products, they specify that it balances the pH. And what I must say is the pH balance is the most important thing about the vagina. There's a pH, which means there's an acidity level that is actually in keeping with a pineapple. This acidity level is what keeps the vagina in check. Now, when you use soapy products or scented products or perfumes or anything that is not natural or that is not supposed to be in the vagina, you can throw off that pH. And when the pH is
Yes.
thrown off, everything just goes straight through the door, right? So
Yes.
I don't agree with utilizing vaginal washes on the inside of the vagina. Nothing goes on the
Right.
inside. No fingers go on the inside, no rag, no soap, nothing.
Oh, that rag
Nothing
thing.
at all goes
Right.
inside ever
Mm.
in terms of when you're cleaning it, right? So in terms of those products, stay away from them. Before you go that route of scented products on the inside of the vagina, I say change your diet. And if it's something that has a discharge or something completely abnormal, I would suggest you go see a doctor.
Awesomeness. And I'm glad you brought up food, because that's going to bring me to my next question. There's this whole conversation around if you eat this or if you eat that, or you specifically pineapple. If you eat pineapple, your vagina is going to taste like pineapple. For all of my friends, my colleagues who indulge in oral stimulation, good morning to all of you. So, you know, you want the vagina to have a specific flavor. So they talk about, oh, so I'm going to eat a bunch of pineapples so I can taste like pineapples later. Now, my understanding is that when you eat healthy, your body responds good to good food. And your body responds, and the reverse is also true. So if you eat healthy and you hydrate and all of that, you'll definitely feel the difference in how your vagina responds and how it acts. I mean, I personally can attest to that, because before I changed my relationship with food, almost every month I would have a yeast infection. And I kid you not, I've not had a yeast infection in 5 years. So, I mean, I'm just saying, I want to talk about this whole idea of eating things so your vagina can have that flavor. Thoughts?
Okay, thoughts. Well, first thing first, I'm just going to insert a little self-promo on my YouTube channel. There
Go right
are
ahead.
quite a few...
Go right ahead.
Okay, right ahead. Step through. Hello, I have a YouTube channel. And on that channel, we talk a lot about exactly what you were just asking about: yeast infections, bacterial vaginosis, what to eat, and if you eat things, if it affects your vaginal discharge and the smell and the taste and whatever else it may be. So now that I got that out the way, let's talk about what you just said. Yes, there's this saying that you are what you eat, right? Now, the whole myth of the pineapple, I'm really sorry to say, it is a myth. If you eat more pineapples, you're actually increasing the risk of throwing off the pH balance. When I say more, I mean a lot more. Everything must be done in a balance. Too much of anything can be bad for you. And there's this thing called sugar in fruit. And sugar is the superfood for yeast. Okay?
Yes, yeast love some sugar.
Right. So you really need to be careful in terms of what you intake overall for your overall health. And that includes the health of the vagina overall, the smell, and anything else that has to do with the vagina. So if you eat a lot of fruit or too much fruit, you can actually throw off the balance, the pH balance that we're just talking about. Now, if you eat healthy, change your diet, and you're absolutely right. If you change your diet and you flush your body regularly, not only will you have less issues with the vagina, but less issues, period. Your skin will start glowing. You know,
yes, ma'am.
Your digestive tract, yes.
Yeah.
Your digestive tract.
Yeah.
Your digestive tract will definitely work better. Your eyes.
Yes.
Everything will just be a lot better overall. So general rule of thumb, eat healthy and you will be healthy.
And be hydrated.
And definitely